You asked, we listened. We've put together the ultimate lineup of machines for your business that you can buy right here in the US. No import tariffs, no long shipping times, and full tech support. Just what you've been looking for. Let's dive right in. Most workshops print on paper, fabric, maybe wood, but printing on glass, that's rare. And that's exactly why it's interesting. This kind of print doesn't fade, doesn't peel, and doesn't look like a sticker. It becomes part of the glass, applied with ink and instantly cured by light. Decorative shower panels, pattern inserts, glass photo art, every order is different. This isn't mass production, it's closer to a studio format. And that's the strength. You're not competing with the factory. You're offering something that can't be found on a shelf. And yes, this market isn't overcrowded. In most cities, people don't even know this is possible. Flexible aluminum ducts are used everywhere. Apartment ventilation, restaurant exhausts, air circulation in workshops, they're bought in hundreds of meters for every building, in every city. And with this equipment, you can produce them yourself. The machine takes plain aluminum tape, coils it into a spiral, locks it, and delivers a finished tube. On average, 1 meter sells for $1 to $3. The cost to make it? Much lower, especially when you buy tape in bulk. One roll equals dozens, sometimes hundreds of meters of finished product. How do you start making money from wood without a workshop or a crew? Sure, you could process boards by hand for weeks, or you could get a machine like this and launch a mini production line that does everything for you. With this machine, you can turn a raw board into a finished product, a baseboard, furniture part, or door component. It planes all 4 sides, shapes the profile, sands, and all of it automatically. In essence, it's a standard planer, but with the ability to finish the wood all the way to the final product. The idea is simple. Wood is valuable and in demand, but only a few can offer high-quality processing. Potters usually work with pre-made blocks of clay, but only those who take it seriously know that finding good clay is actually a bit of a problem. Many artists buy clay in bags, only to find it full of air bubbles, dried edges, or overly wet. That means they have to knead it, beat it, level it all by hand. It takes time, energy, and a lot of nerves, especially at scale. And one air bubble ruining a piece in the kiln that's lost work and lost money. That's why vacuum clay, processed through a special extruder, is so valued. No air, even texture, ideal density, ready to use. And this is where a business can be built. You produce ready-to-use clay blanks, measured, leveled, packed. Studios, individual potters, and art schools all buy them because it saves time and delivers consistent results. One of the most consistent products in the construction market is fencing. Drive through any neighborhood and you'll see almost every other house has one. Metal, tall, solid, and here's the important part. These aren't stamped out by big factories. They're made by regular contractors with equipment that fits in a garage. That's exactly what this machine is for. It takes a metal strip and forms it into fence panels. You can sell by the foot, fully assembled, custom-sized, or work with installers as a partner. All of this without middlemen, factories, or long setup times. A 100-foot roll of metal costs around $300 to $400. From it, you get about 80 feet of fencing, which sells for anywhere from $1,250 to $2,000. More and more people today are starting a business not from scratch, but by packaging already finished products. Yes, packaging itself is a full-fledged way to earn money. So, how does the package and profit model work? It's simple. You buy a finished product, for example, tea, spices, pet food, or supplements in bulk and at a low price. Then, using a packaging machine, you portion it into retail packs and sell it at retail prices. And if you want to take it to the next level, the same machine can be used to launch your own product, from custom tea blends to unique spice mixes. This machine does all the dirty work for you. It pulls raw material from the hopper, measures out precise portions, forms clean packets, and seals them. Picture a street, a mall, or an auto shop. You'll find signs everywhere. Illuminated, 3D, metal. Now the question is, who makes them? The answer: people with a machine like this. It bends aluminum and steel strips that form the outlines of 3D letters. It's the core of almost every modern sign. You load in the metal strip, set the shape, and the machine bends it according to the template. What does this give you? A chance to start your own business in the advertising niche. Make letters to order for design studios, shop signage, or start your own line. 3D illuminated letters are always in demand. You don't need to be a designer or a draftsman. The machine comes with built-in software featuring fonts, shapes, and editing tools. You don't need to be an engineer to create your own product. You just go to a store, find something interesting, buy it, analyze how it could be improved, shape, size, make changes, and now it's your version. Then, this machine comes into play. It lets you replicate the shape of your improved item and start small batch production. No 3D models, no CNC, no complex software. You secure the original and produce dozens of identical copies. That's how you create a signature product, based on someone else's idea, but reworked in your own style. You buy a regular mirror, the simplest kind, rectangular, frameless. In a store, it costs $10, maybe $20. Now, imagine a thin pattern, logo, quote, or even image appears on it, and it's no longer just a mirror, it's an interior piece. Price? $50 to $150, sometimes more. The secret is laser engraving. With a machine like this, you turn basic mirrors into unique products. It's simple. Fix the mirror on the table, upload the design, and the laser etches it in. The key is presentation. Good photos, packaging, and a concept, and now it's a designer item. Mirrors are always in demand, and you can make each one different from the rest. Want to sell a product that looks good, smells great, and sells for 15 times its cost? This automatic wax filling machine comes with a heating system and a precise dispenser. You load in the wax, it melts, stays at the perfect temperature, and is dispensed into each mold by volume. To add fragrance, you use special candle scents easily found on marketplaces or in soap and cosmetic supply stores. Now for the numbers. Cost per candle is $1 to $1.5. That includes wax, packaging, like a jar, and scent. It sells for $10 to $20. At first glance, it seems expensive, but just look at the prices on Etsy. The French rope chain is a type of link where the wire is twisted into a tight spiral, often costing several times more than a standard chain just because of the shape. This machine is made for exactly that. It automatically forms the rope-style links from wire. Doing this by hand is difficult, but here you just set the parameters and the chain rolls out, foot by foot. It works with gold, silver, copper, and surgical steel. These chains offer margins of 300% or more, especially if you're selling them not as raw material, but as finished pieces in gift packaging. And yes, even if you're not a jeweler, nothing's stopping you from producing and selling chains on Etsy and other marketplaces. People usually imagine protein bar production as a massive line, industrial setup, and complex machinery. But in fact, to launch your own brand, all you need is a compact automatic line like this. It includes everything: extruder, shaping, cutting, and packaging. You load the mix and the machine forms neat bars in the right size. One person can run the whole process. You can customize the mix for your audience. Sugar-free, vegan, with collagen, keto. Everything is set manually and then repeated in batches. If your packaging looks great, your ingredients make sense, and the taste is good, it'll sell. Cost per bar is about 30 to 50 cents, and retail price is $2 to $3. Shoe cleaning isn't just about hygiene, it's a business opportunity. Picture a simple service. You drop off dirty shoes. 30 minutes later, they're dry and clean. This isn't just a brush and a blow dryer, it's a 2-in-1 module, washer plus dryer. This model features a steam cleaning system that not only washes but disinfects. It uses a steam spray gun, active oxygen, even nano-sterilization. Basically, it works. Odor, moisture, dirt, even from soles in hard-to-reach spots, gone. The format can run in a small space, 5-10 pairs per hour. Price per clean, $10 to $15. Cost? Just water, a drop of cleaner, and a little electricity. If things go well, you can expand, offer pickup and delivery, or subscriptions for office workers. This machine looks very similar to a classic wire bending machine, except it works not with wire, but with flat galvanized metal strips. And the main thing, it's CNC controlled, meaning it can be programmed for different shapes, lengths, and hole placements. It's usually used for making clamps and mounting rings, but its use doesn't stop there. This kind of equipment is great for manufacturing brackets for solar panel installations or metal latches for barrels and containers. The machine feeds the material, punches holes, bends it. All you do is input the right template. More and more people don't just want a photo, they want volume. A minifigure of themselves, a 3D portrait, a bust of their child, or a commemorative statue. And this scanner meets that demand. It creates a full-color 3D digital model of a person or object, down to the tiniest detail. Scanning happens all around the person. They just stand on a platform while the camera captures their shape and color from head to toe. No markers, no prep. One session, and the model is ready to print on a 3D printer. What to do with it? Offer 3D portraits for weddings, birthdays, corporate events, business gifts, or as interior art. If you want to do more than just scan and start full-cycle production of 3D figurines, you'll need a printer that outputs color models instantly, no painting required. It works with UV curable resins and can reproduce details like skin texture, clothing, and hair color. And it's relatively compact. It fits in a studio or even a small office. And don't forget, you're not limited to human figurines. This printer opens the door to another huge niche, characters from games and movies. There are already thousands of ready-to-print 3D models online, available for free, or on marketplaces like Sketchfab, CG Trader, or My Mini Factory. In one of our previous videos, we showed a small oil press. It could literally sit on a kitchen counter. This one, though, is a different beast. It's closer to real production-level equipment. Load in the raw materials, and within a couple minutes, you get a stream of natural oil. One of the key features of this model is that it can work in both cold and hot pressing modes. Cold pressing gives less oil but preserves flavor and nutrients. Hot pressing yields more, has a milder flavor, and stores longer, better for cosmetics, frying, or volume sales. So if you're still unsure which niche to pursue, you can try both and decide what works best for your business. If you've ever received a package sealed with tape bearing a brand name, someone made money off of that. This kind of tape isn't produced in massive factory batches. It's printed in small runs for specific clients. Online stores, bakeries, small manufacturers, they don't need pallets of packaging. They need 20, 30 rolls a month with their logo, and they're willing to pay more for it than for plain tape. You get where we're going with this. This machine prints a single color logo directly onto tape rolls. The setup is simple, ink is cheap, and the tape is available everywhere. You just take orders, get the design file, run the batch, and ship. Honeycomb paper is usually made with simple hand tools. You'll often see them in workshops that create gift packaging or craft cushioning for glass. But if you're serious, you need another level. On an automated line, things look very different. A roll of paper enters on one side, and just seconds later, a formed multi-layer honeycomb structure comes out. Honeycomb paper is a material in growing demand. It's just as strong, several times lighter, and biodegradable. According to Allied Market Research, the global honeycomb paper market has already surpassed $6.5 billion, and by 2030, it could grow to $11 billion. This business isn't just about profit, it's also about practical value. Because with this machine, you can manufacture frames for garages, small workshops, and pavilions, things people really need, quickly, affordably, and without lengthy construction. The machine makes steel profiles to size, with pre-drilled holes ready for assembly. It's not just bending metal, it's producing structural components you can use to build a wall, roof, or partition. These profiles are used in frame construction and are especially popular among those looking to build something on their property, in their yard, or to launch a quick build project. Usually, if someone wants a logo on clothing, they go to a contractor, place a minimum order, pay for setup, wait a week, and only then get the result. But now, imagine skipping that whole step. With this machine, there's no minimum. One cap, one embroidery, one hoodie, one logo. Make it, sell it, or make it, try it on, change your mind, redo it. And it's not a print, it's real embroidery. This machine fits on a regular table and produces factory quality results. It runs on digital templates. You upload the file and it does the rest. Making your own chocolate sounds romantic, but if you treat it like a business, you don't need 2 flavors and fancy wrappers. You need consistent production, capable of turning out dozens of pounds of quality mass daily. At the core is a compact ball mill. Inside heavy steel balls that grind and mix the ingredients for hours. That's how you get a product you trust. No palm oil, no emulsifiers, no milk substitutes. The finished mass can be poured into molds. So, where does it go? Online platforms, marketplaces, local coffee shops. People buy indie chocolate, especially when the story behind it doesn't feel like factory marketing. When you hear gummy candy, you picture bears, food coloring, sugar, and a load of additives. But everything changes if you pour your own formula into the mold. No sugar, no glucose syrup, using natural sweeteners and functional ingredients. That's the kind of business this machine can launch. It's a simple machine. It fills molds with gummy mass. But everything depends on what you put in. Even if it's just sugar-free, it already sounds more meaningful than just gummy bears. Mango and vanilla balm, black lipstick with charcoal and menthol, glittery lip gloss with a watermelon scent. All of these show up in Instagram shops pulling in hundreds of orders a month. For example, take natural wax, add coconut oil, a little vitamin E, and a few drops of peppermint essential oil. You get a refreshing lip balm, thick, glossy, and with a cooling effect. Just toss everything into the mixing bowl. The machine heats to the right temperature, mixes to a uniform mass, and fills the tubes precisely. If you've ever received a package in a box that was way too big, full of empty space and excess filler, you're not alone. Many companies face the problem of inefficient packaging, higher shipping costs, and wasted materials. The solution? A corrugated box making machine. This equipment can produce boxes in different sizes and shapes on demand. You can make money by offering packaging tailored to the product, not just 8x8 by 4-inch boxes, but a box made for your item. A regular pipe bender is a versatile tool. It lets you bend pipes manually or semi-automatically to the desired angle. Great for small jobs, one-offs, or repairs. But when it comes to producing something in batches like downspout elbows, it's not enough. A forming machine like this one is built for the job. Metal goes in, the machine bends, cuts, and ejects. Most vendors at markets or construction stores don't make these elbows themselves. They buy from people with machines like this. That's your entry point as a supplier. In our previous video, we showed how gold jewelry is cast, the final step where molten metal is poured into the mold. But the process actually starts earlier with a wax model of the piece. That's what's used to make the mold the metal goes into. The mold is simple. A silicone form is injected with melted wax under pressure. A few seconds later, you've got a wax model of a ring, pendant, or earring, but you don't have to go all the way to gold. Workshops with casting setups often outsource wax models. It saves them time, especially for batch production. And that's a business, making wax patterns using molds and selling them as ready-made components. Making popsicle sticks starts with raw logs, and for that, you need a full line, but it's much more affordable than you'd think. First, the log is cut into short blocks. Then each block passes through several steps. Thin wood sheets are shaved off, formed into flat sheets, and cut into stick shapes. Final steps include sanding, drying, and sorting. The cost of one stick? Less than a cent. They sell for $3 to $6 per 100. And it's not just for ice cream. Chefs and manufacturers buy them for all sorts of uses. A small pellet mill is a great solution if you're selling feed in small amounts made to order. But when the orders become regular, you realize you need something more stable. That's exactly what this machine is for. Bigger loading, higher output, you can produce dozens of bags in one go. For custom orders, for wholesale, without overload or unnecessary manual labor. Laundry pods are expensive. Even the most basic ones on Amazon cost $10 to $15 per pack. The cost to make one yourself? Around 3–6 cents, including the film and detergent. The difference is obvious. This machine takes the liquid mix, pours it into a water-soluble PVA film shell, and seals it tight. The ingredients, film, concentrate, dye, fragrance, are affordable and easy to source. The key is coming up with a solid working formula. The building materials market has plenty of players, but very few who actually produce anything themselves. Most just buy and resell. But imagine this, you're not just a vendor, you control the product. Sheet metal goes in, roofing tile comes out. No suppliers, no delays, no waiting on the factory. This machine makes metal roof tiles right on site. Any length, any color made to order, and you decide how much, when, and at what price.